And you can always glue down your pieces onto a different coloured piece of card, and there are lots of different ways you can shatter your name. Try a diagonal shatter. Or what about shattering some other words? Ouch. Try it yourself. Shattered words.
Hello, my name's Carly. I paper mache'd a balloon and stuck on cardboard eyes and a beak. Then I painted it to make my owl. Hello, I'm Lucy. I made a pig out of paper mache. I made the nose out of a yoghurt pot and I made the legs out of egg boxes. My name's Hayley Mason. I made a crab by paper macheing a balloon, wire for the legs, and I painted it.
Ah, what a good art attack, covering a balloon in papier-mâché, sticking on cardboard shapes or objects, and making some funny animals. Well, you can use this technique to make lots of things. All you need to do is blow up a balloon roughly the same size as your head, and then place it in a plant pot or a jug or something to hold it with the tied end down. And then mix some PVA glue and water in equal parts, and just tear some strips of newspaper, dab them into your glue, and then just literally slop them onto the top of the balloon like that, and you can just dab them down with a brush. And the idea is to cover the top 2/3 of your balloon in newspaper. Now, it's always a good idea to cover it in about 4 layers of newspaper or papier-mâché. I'll give you a tip on that. If you do a layer of newspaper and then a layer of magazine, you'll know how many layers you've actually done. And when you've covered the top 2/3 of your balloon, I'll just do that to show you, leave it to one side to dry overnight, and when it's dry, it'll look something like that. And then it's just a case, now this is the bit I always dread, popping the balloon. Wait for this. 1, 2, 3. That's better. And just take out the balloon, there, like that, and you're left with what looks like half a bowl. And you can always just trim off those rough edges there, just to neaten it up a little bit. And then just put your bowl to one side and take 2 polystyrene cups. And just watch this carefully. If you stick your thumb into the side at the bottom of one of the cups and then rip the bottom off like that. I'll just do that again to show you. There's the cup. Thumb into the side and tear the bottom off like that. And then if you place the 2 cups together, then your bowl should hopefully sit neatly between the 2 cups. You can do it a bit neater than I've done there. I've just done it quickly to show you. And then tape your bowl onto your cups. Again, I'm just doing it very quickly. And then just put some papier-mâché all over your cups. Again, 4 layers. And you can see it can be a bit of a struggle and a fight, but we get there in the end. Cover it in 4 layers of papier-mâché and then leave that to dry overnight. And when that's dry, you can have something that looks like that. You notice it's gone hard and stiff here, and that's very good. And it looks a bit like a pair of trousers, doesn't it? Well, that's exactly what it is. And you notice here what I've done is I've built up about 2 centimetres around the top, made it nice and thick, and around about 2 centimetres at each of the legs down at the bottom for turn-ups. And then if you paint on your detail of your trousers using acrylic paint or poster paint or powder paint, you can design your trousers however you like. Now I'm going to just do blue paint, just slop it on here and turn my trousers into a pair of blue jeans. And yeah, and just slop it on to show you. And it's a good idea when you've actually put on your base colour that if you leave that to dry overnight, and then next day you can add on bags more detail. You see what I've done here? I've painted on a brown belt, and I've even done a sort of gold buckle on the belt with one of those gold pens. If you see here, I've put in lots of little detail with a very fine black felt tip pen. Just put the stitching on there. And the more detail you put on, the better it looks. And what do you use them for? Well, they make great bowls, and you can stick just about anything inside them. You might like to stick in some flowers, like that, make a good present. Or you could stick in crisps and use them for party bowls. What about keeping all your art materials in there? And this is my favourite, sweets. Try it yourself. Papier-mâché balloon trousers. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!
You can find the Art Attack videos at ABC shops. Coming up next, All for One.